Saturday of the 32nd week in Ordinary Time.
A reading from the Book of Wisdom. When peaceful stillness compassed everything, and the night in its swift course was half spent, your all-powerful word, from heaven's royal throne bounded, a fierce warrior into the doomed land, bearing the sharp sword of your inexorable decree. And as he alighted, he filled every place with death. He still reached to heaven while he stood upon the earth. For all creation, it is several kinds, was being made over anew, serving its natural laws, that your children might be preserved unharmed. The cloud overshadowed their camp, and out of what had before been water, dry land was seen emerging. Out of the Red Sea, an unimpeded road, and a grassy plain out of the mighty flood. Over this crossed the whole nation, sheltered by your hand, after they beheld stupendous wonders. For they ranged about like horses, and bounded about like lambs, praising you, O Lord, their deliverer. The word of the Lord.
The responsorial psalm. The response is, remember the marvels the Lord has done. Sing to him, sing his praise. Proclaim all his wondrous deeds. Glory in his holy name. Rejoice, O hearts that seek the Lord. Remember the marvels the Lord has done. Then he struck every firstborn throughout their land, the firstfruits of all their manhood, and he led them forth laden with silver and gold, with not a weakling among their tribes. Remember the marvels the Lord has done. For he remembered his holy word to his servant Abram, and he led forth his people with joy, with shouts of joy his chosen ones. Remember the marvels the Lord has done.
A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Luke. Jesus told his disciples a parable about the necessity for them to pray always without becoming weary. He said, "There was a judge in a certain town who neither feared God nor respected any human being. And a widow in that town used to come to him and say, 'Render a just decision for me against my adversary.' For a long time the judge was unwilling, but eventually he thought, 'While it is true that I neither fear God nor respect any human being, because this widow keeps bothering me, I shall deliver a just decision for her, lest she finally come and strike me.' The Lord said, 'Pay attention to what the dishonest judge says. Will not God then secure the rights of his chosen ones who call out to him day and night? Will he be slow to answer them? I tell you, he will see to it that justice is done for them speedily. But when the Son of Man comes, will he find faith on earth?' The Gospel of the Lord.
This is Catholic Daily Reflections for Saturday of the 32nd week in Ordinary Time. Today's reflection is entitled, Faith. When the Son of Man comes, will he find faith on earth? This is a good and interesting question that Jesus poses. He poses it to each one of us and asks us to answer it in a personal way. The answer is contingent upon whether or not we each have faith in our hearts. So what is your answer to Jesus? Presumably, the answer is yes. But it's not just a yes or no answer. It's hopefully a yes that continually grows in depth and certitude. What is faith? Faith is a response from each one of us to God speaking in our hearts. In order to have faith, we must first listen to God speak. We must let him reveal himself to us within the depths of our conscience. And when he does this, we manifest faith by responding to all that he reveals. We enter into a belief in His Word spoken to us, and it is this act of believing that changes us and forms faith within us. Faith is not just believing. It's believing in what God speaks to us. It's the belief in His very Word and in His very person. Interestingly, when we do enter into the gift of faith, we grow in a certainty about God and all He says to a radical degree. That certainty is what God is looking for in our life and will be the answer to His question above. Reflect today upon how authentic and how certain your faith is. Reflect upon Jesus asking you this question. Will He find faith in your heart? Let your yes to Him grow and commit yourself to a deeper embrace of all that He reveals to you each and every day. Don't be afraid to seek out His voice so that you can say yes to all He reveals. Let us pray. Lord, I desire to grow in faith. I desire to grow in my love and in my knowledge of You. May faith be alive in my life, and may You find that faith as a precious gift I offer You. Jesus, I trust in You.